I mean? And like he walks up to me, he's like, dude, like every time I've ever came out here, no one I
But no, I'm good, man. I really appreciate you, doing this. This is you know, I think it's a big deal for me just because it shows that people want to talk and I'm interested in talking to them. And
heck yeah, bro.
yeah,
Like ever
man.
since the park that I met you at, man, like we've just been like conversating, bro. So it's good to talk
Yeah,
to you, bro. We talk about interesting shit, to be honest. My
yeah.
bad if I curse on here, bro,
No,
but
no, you can. I don't, it's
heck
fine.
yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
Bet.
just a quick introduction. Like tell the people how we met, because this is, I would say, pretty new, right?
Yeah, it's still pretty fresh. No, but we met at a calisthenics park here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. It's one of my parks that I go to and get a workout in every day. Just rolled up.
Yeah.
Really, no one is ever out there. See you, go up, start working out. Normally, I'm pretty like, I don't know, like not really social. Like I'm not a real social person, but like when it comes to like if I'm in my environment and I see someone there, like I'm gonna conversate with them. You know what I mean? So that's what
Hmm.
like helped me connect to people too. Is just like just being out there and seeing people in the parks is a lot more easy for me to be like outgoing and talking to them.
Nah, for sure. Like I saw you because you were, you're doing some, I forgot what you were doing. I think you were doing planches. You had your
Yeah, I was
parallettes.
yeah, some
And,
plunge training.
and I was like, I've been going out there every day, just trying to, get my muscle up going as best I can. I was in New Mexico for family for like a month and I didn't know anyone there. And you were like the first person other than my family member that I was like, oh, I can actually talk to somebody my age.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah, man. Yeah, it's
Oh
like I don't know,
man.
man. It's here like this is like more one of the more positive like cities in New Mexico. A lot of like the smaller towns and bigger cities are like super dark, man, super crazy. But did you ever get
Yeah.
your muscle up unlocked, or are you still working on it?
Okay. So I'm almost like I was almost there. Then the
Oh shit.
hurricane here happened.
Oh shoot.
Because after I left, I was like, I got to get this going. In the last couple of weeks, we had the hurricane
Yeah.
here in Florida, and then I know it sounds to other people like, yeah, I'm just making excuses, but no, it's
No,
true.
bro, that's
Like I
true
couldn't go
shit.
to the
Yeah.
park.
No, yeah, that's true
Um,
shit.
and and then when that was done, I had some work. It's getting done on my house, so that's why I'm
Yeah.
not currently in my home right now. But I have been going to the playground here in this community, and I'm
Heck yeah,
almost
man.
there. The part, I'm still struggling with because I didn't bring my resistance bands because we
Oh,
just
okay.
packed up and went. Is my chest, of course, is getting over the bar, but it's this right
It's the
hand trying to.
overgrip.
It's the overgrip,
Yeah,
and it's killing me. It's like I get this thing before end of 2024.
you will, bro.
Um,
You will. Cause like honestly, bro, all you really have to do, you're a tall ass dude, to be honest. But like all you have to do, bro, is overgrip the bar. And when you're
mhm.
swinging in, this is your body. When you swing in for the muscle up, swing in and just shoot
Yeah.
up over the bar. And as soon as your chest is over the bar, you already have the grip over gripped. And that way you can
Okay.
press off the bar. And that like and honestly, man, just like drilling like pull ups to the waistline and then
Oh yeah.
weighted pull ups, bro, that will get
Yeah.
you like super strength to get over the bar. It's just all technique, bro. Like you're a strong
Yeah.
dude. Like you got it. It's just technique.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I've been, in my regular home office, I have a pull-up bar right behind my computer. So like
Nice, man.
my other episodes, it's always in the back. So
Hell
like,
yeah,
yeah,
bro.
I'm always just trying to,
Rep
every
them
time I
out
walk
throughout the
by
day,
it,
bro.
rev them out
Nice,
throughout the
man.
day,
Nice, bro. Even dead
added money
hanging,
to,
bro, is really good for you. Like deload your spine if you need to. Just hang from the bar, bro. That helps with recovery and all kinds of stuff too, bro.
I'm gonna definitely do that. One thing I'm definitely going to get into is eventually when I get the strength to, because I have rings, but like I
Oh,
don't have enough space to hang them except for on my pull-up bar, but just for incline or decline push-ups using the rings. But I do need to go find like a nice tree branch, like that's
you
high
know what?
enough just to
You know
try.
what I would recommend to you, bro? Do you have a pretty high ceiling in your house?
No, I would not
No?
this one.
Ah,
This
man.
one here, but not that. Nah, they're like little popcorn, mini
Oh,
popcorn
okay.
ceilings. It's not even tall enough.
Shoot, I was gonna say because there's this brand called Coordination that just like on like revealed to like their public scene of like pull-up bars that they designed, and there's
Hmm.
two. one drills into the wall and then one drills into the ceiling. And that I was thinking too, like I can cop one of those bars, put it into my ceiling, and be able to use my rings at home too.
That's pretty cool. That's as long
Yeah,
as it's
man.
in
I'll
like a
send you the links.
sturdy. Yeah, please do.
I got you, man.
Because I mean, look, I'm trying to avoid paying for a gym membership as much as possible.
Dude,
Because I have the dumbbells at home. You know.
yeah, nice. But I was gonna say, bro, the dude that run that made I met the dude that made the park that we met at. He rolled up
Oh
on me.
yeah.
Yeah, he rolled up on me, him and his wife, and I was training out there. And they get out, bro, and like normally, like I said, I'm head down, bro. Like I'm in my own like flow state,
Mm-hmm.
just grinding. And like I'm feeling like a presence of people like watching me, and I look up, and
Yeah.
his like wife is just like standing there, and I'm like, what the hell? And I look over, and this dude's like taking pictures of me. I'm like, yo, what the hell? And like I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? And like he walks
Yeah.
up to me, he's like, dude, like every time I've ever came out here, I have never seen anybody at this park ever since we made it. And I was like, since you made it, like, who are you, bro? And he was just like,
Yeah.
his name's Adam, bro. And I forgot his last name. I have him on Instagram, but like, he goes around the nation, bro, and he does it nonprofit, dude. Just installs parks like that.
Dude,
I can
I
get
would
him in
love to
tune
chat
for
with
where
him.
you are, bro. We should get you a park out there so you can grind.
For sure. Because all right, here. Well, first thing though, it's kind of funny. You're working out, and he's like taking pictures first. And it's like,
Yeah, dude. Like,
like I'm
I
not a
was just
fish
like,
in the
yo,
aquarium.
yeah, bro. I'm like, what? Like, it just surprised me. But he did get drone shots too, bro. So that was dope.
That's dope.
Yeah.
So here in Orlando, they have Blue Jacket Park. They have a nice
Mm.
calisthenics park out there. But they're like some of these other ones are kind of few and far between. But I would love if he was like in potentially like the Sanford or I'm trying to think of another area. But that would be cool. Like I would definitely love to chat with him about that
I'll
because
connect
we
y'all,
definitely
bro.
need that.
I'll
Please.
connect y'all, bro. That way y'all can like map something out for something out there, dude. Because
Because
I'll go ahead, bro. My bad.
no, you go. No, you go.
Because I want to fly out to Florida sometime soon, bro, to compete. And when I do, like I said, like last time I seen you, like we should like link up and train and go out to eat and stuff.
Oh heck yeah!
Yeah, man.
You said you had it was something in October originally, right? But because of
Yeah, but
the hurricane, it was like
yeah.
ah.
And plus, like my level right now, bro, like I'm not I'm not fit for Orlando or Miami like competitions right now because the homie that I met in Arizona went down there. He's from Miami, bro. He
Mm-hmm.
blew everybody out like the fucking water there, bro. Like he's a
Oh
beast,
word,
man. Yeah,
yeah.
he took that shit so quick, bro. He's a beast. But yeah, man.
Wow.
But here soon, I'll be there for sure. Just so I
No,
can
let's
just
do
I
it.
love Florida, bro. Florida's awesome.
It it's a nice it's a nice place. I like the weather. Even
Yeah,
in honestly being in New Mexico a month made me appreciate that desert air and environment.
yeah.
Um, and if I had a choice, because I know Las Cruces now, I wouldn't be opposed to moving into somewhere in that general area or in general, like in the future.
No, I get you.
I like how the homes are set up. Um, the altitude or elevation didn't bother me.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of people that have like health conditions, bro, move to New Mexico at a certain age in retirement
mhm.
to like unwind from life. You know what I mean? For the
Oh
remaining that they
yeah.
have, and like it's cool, bro. It's cool to live down here. It's just very hard. Like, I mean, you have a career, bro. Like, you're good.
Mhm.
You could find a job here easily, but like,
Find something. Yeah.
yeah, if you don't, like, New Mexico is very like bottom of the barrel, bro. Like, it's
Really.
hard. Yeah, it's
Okay.
very hard out here.
Why do you
Yeah.
think it is? Just because of like, I mean, for me personally, before I had the chance, I was just thinking about even driving around that town. It
Well,
feels
honestly,
empty, but like a little, like what's the big business that's there, Like
so
Orlando, it's tourism.
no, I get that. So like the main attraction of business down here in Las Cruces, dude, is just like it's nothing. It's a college city. Like
Yeah.
kids come here to go to college, and some stay, some like move to different places. But like
Mhm.
honestly, man, it's just like I'm a pharmacist technician right now. So honestly, dude, it's just people just working 9 to 5s. It's not a big pool of like certain business. Like where I'm originally from in Carlsbad, New Mexico, that's an oil
Mhm.
field town now, and that place is like
Oh, yeah.
crazy, man. So yeah,
I mean, you said it's
it's
oil, so the business is
yeah,
booming
it's booming,
24/7.
bro. But like it's just horrible to live there. It's small. Like when I was born and like growing up, um, dude, like everybody knew everybody. You could like drive in town and see so and so in their car and point them out, wave at them. Nowadays, bro, it's just random people, work trucks, just crazy workflow in and out the smallest town. And like you can make bank there, like, but you're gonna pay money too. It's crazy how like that is just like the hot pot of New Mexico. It's just that oil field town.
Carlsbad.
Hmm.
So, and I remember, I think we were talking. I went to one of the caverns there
Yeah,
once. That's all I know essentially about that area. But
yeah,
I mean, I wonder like that. I mean, I guess that town's been thriving for a long time because of oil. But I would think solar would be good in New Mexico too, right? I
yeah.
mean, judging
That could,
by
yeah. I've never really. I mean, I'm sure there is people out there that have like solar panel businesses. Maybe
yeah.
in I know like a lot of like the people in like more like northern areas like that live in the
Hmm.
mountains, they
Hmm.
have a lot of solar panel like powered stuff. So yeah. But like
Now, even to where like
even to
the
like live in the mountains, it's pretty expensive.
see, yeah, I'm not trying to break. Now, my thing is just so much. I like how the environment looks, but it's also the isolation because even coming
Yeah.
from my family member's house into like the Las Cruces, town area, I'm like,
Yeah.
why I feel like I've been driving for 5 minutes just to go to Walgreens.
Dude, it's ridiculous, bro. Like for me sometimes that it drags because like I'm always just on the road, going to work, going to train,
Mhm.
something, bro. So and then people down here drive like fucking imbeciles, bro. So it's hard. It's hard not to like be okay driving and chilling, you know?
Now, do you feel like
But
people speed? All right, in Las Cruces, do you feel like people are really speeding? Because I felt like people weren't speeding, and I felt like I was in a weird way, like not like
you might be. You might have been just been
because I'm like I'm used to Florida. I'm
uh,
just like we're gone,
fucking
and I'm like
gone, bro.
I was like,
But
why is everybody driving so slow? And I kept looking for cops, and I only started seeing cops in Las Cruces on my last week and a
mm,
half there, like the
that's what they do down
troopers.
here, bro. That's what they do down here. They got a quota to me at the end of the month, and they're out there, bro, just pulling everybody over.
Well, thank God I left
Yeah,
there
man.
because they would have called me
Yeah.
at the wrong time trying
I actually
to.
got pulled over the other day, bro, but he left me off on a warning, so it was pretty cool.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. I was doing like a
That's
15 to 35, trying to get to
see, that's
work.
how I was driving
Yeah.
in general. Because I'm like here, like in Orlando or most places, like you're going 50 because that's because
Yeah.
for the speed
That's
limit is
just normal.
45.
Yeah.
So yeah, even driving around Las Cruces, I'm like, why is everybody driving? I know it's a small town, but I'm
Yeah.
like, these lights are a little long, and I just want to. And you can't see
Hmm.
the lines on the road because of the dirt, because it's all
Yeah. It's
eroded and all
all,
that
yeah.
stuff.
Dude,
I'm
our
like,
roads are horrible, bro. Our
they're
roads are
horrible,
horrible.
man.
Yeah. Potholes
I hate to
everywhere, man.
say it. I was
I've
like,
been
this
getting my
place is
Jeep
horrible.
aligned like every 4 months just to fucking drive normal, bro.
I couldn't do it. And then I can imagine washing a car. I have to wash the
Yeah.
car every 3 days because thank God they had a garage because I couldn't imagine just the condition of my car if I
Yeah,
kept it
bro.
outside.
You should like, what's crazy is like you can buy a new vehicle down here, bro, and like you pop the hood and shit, looks all nice. And then time goes by, you pop the hood and you're like, dude, this shit looks like it's been through like a sand dune and it's
Yeah,
just
it's
getting
literally like dunes,
dirtier
man.
and dirtier.
Sandworms.
Yeah, bro. Straight up. It's
Oh
crazy,
man.
man.
Now I really enjoyed it, and like
Yeah, bro.
just I had to find my own little routine, just to keep, okay, I tried to find some good skating spots, but again, the trails were kind of bumpy,
Yeah,
not in like to me a passable way, but it was like holes. And I'm like, does
yeah.
anybody get any good skating cardio out here? But
There's
um
a skate rink and like an actual skate park too here in Cruces. That's by
well,
Calisthenics Park too.
the second calisthenics part we met up at was coincidentally
Yeah,
the
the blue,
first one I
the
went,
yeah. Okay,
which I
on
like.
Hadley.
Yeah, on Hadley, and
Yeah.
then but they were fixing up the skate park. Like it was just a bunch of
Mm.
dirt mounds. So that's why I found that place. It just so happened to be next door. But
So like
um
you probably got mistaken, bro, because like the dirt mount was it next to the park that we were at that you were seeing?
yeah, yeah. I
No,
was trying to find it.
that's a dirt bike park right there too. The
Oh,
if you know how like the parking lot extends like more towards like the four way right
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Like if you go around the corner of the actual park, and you keep going more like right, the skate park is right there, bro.
I must admit, I missed it because I'm sitting here driving around.
Yeah, it's
Your
tucked
new
away.
city. You're like, where is this thing? And I saw
Yeah,
the calisthenics park. I'm like, well, at least I can do that. So that's good to know.
yeah, it's tucked
Um,
away, bro. Like the
okay.
only way I found out about it was like driving around at night, and I seen like the lights were on and all these kids are parked out there, and I'm like, oh shit, that's a skate park over there.
Yeah.
But then I saw the
But
calisthenics park. I'm like, oh shit, there's a calisthenics park.
yeah,
New
even
Mexico's
better.
so poor, bro. We don't have calisthenics park, bro. So I'm like
Uh,
super
there's
hype about
two.
it. There's two
There's
in
that
Cruces,
one.
and I'm
There's two.
at them every day, bro. Every day, like my
You
mind will
know,
wake up, be like, I'm going to this one. No, I'm going to that one because it has dip bars and stuff. But
well,
yeah,
finding it on Google wasn't too difficult, but trying to use Google Maps and trying to read people's comments, trying to find a good calisthenics park was you're like, okay. If not, I'll find some pole
yeah.
somewhere. But I wanted to ask you too. So you mentioned like getting ready for like competitions and whatnot.
hmm
Do you have like a ritual or anything that you do before
So
like your events?
So what I do, man, like training leading up to like the actual competition was like I
Mhm.
just ate super clean, super light. I didn't do, bro, hated it because of my body dysmorphia, but I couldn't train legs like for a couple months. Like it
Mhm.
was if I did, it was very light and it was body weight movement. So like explosions, like pylo, plyometrics. Or- I don't think I'm even saying that right, but like just a lot of jump squats, a lot of weighted vest stuff. But I wouldn't go past like hypertrophy, and that sucked. But like
Mhm.
honestly, like a lot of resistance band work, time under tension, and just like every day, bro. Just like taking your rest days too is important. Taking
Mhm.
your rest days very seriously is important, and then mobility, stuff like that is really important too. But other than
Nah.
that,
Okay.
like when it comes to like actual like I don't know if you actually mean like rituals or anything, but like honestly,
Oh,
man,
I
I
mean,
just
any
like
superstitious ritual, anything like that. You're
nah.
like, okay, I got to do this.
Honestly, man, I just get really like in like tunnel vision, and
Mhm.
I meditate regularly, but like during those like preparation days, like I'm meditating quite like frequently, like just like my body just telling me, my like higher self is telling me like what to do with my body, you know what I mean? And just connecting with that, and then with God, and just enjoying it, bro. Like I like growing up, like I never played any sports super seriously. I played baseball, I played soccer, played basketball. I wanted to do contact sports. I wanted to do football, boxing, and all that stuff. But I was a short framed kid, you know what I mean? I was like, dude, I was like freaking 70 pounds my whole damn life,
Mhm.
pretty
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And like, so my parents really kept me away from that stuff. But as I got older, I started, you know, wanting to train more and just get in better shape. And now, like, I'm here, dude. It's weird.
Heck yeah.
Never thought
Nah, I
I'm gonna
mean,
be an athlete like that. You know what I mean?
nah, life takes you in different places. I think we always chatted about that. Just who's to say like what you would have done at like 15, like what you're going to be
Yeah,
doing now, going to calisthenic events, training your body to be the best it can be, just with body weight too. Like that
yeah,
is trying to reach your maximum potential. And who's to say that that it wasn't always your destiny to do so? And you
yeah.
mentioned meditation. Those are things the last couple of years I've tried to implement, and not necessarily like putting you on inside timer, but just sitting in
Mhm.
silence, no phone. Honestly, skating is a good way for that because sometimes I'll skate without listening to music just to focus on the trail or wherever I'm at,
Enter a flow state.
listening to, yeah, man, like
Yeah,
let the wind, hit my
yeah,
hair
bro.
or whatever. But not only just paying attention to surroundings, but just listening to like the wheels scrape on the gravel,
Nice, man.
counting my like the strides, just like, okay, I got this, I got that. Like I honestly stopped wearing my my little Fitbits just because I got tired of like, oh, how many steps do I have a day? How many this? I'm like, if I'm active, I know. Like I know.
Yeah,
I got obsessive with it, and it was getting into that negative
mm,
side of obsession of like, oh man, I need to get to my 15,000 or I
yeah,
need to skate at least 6, 7 miles. But I'm like, well, if I know the distance, then I know the miles.
hmm
And is it going to be a slow day or a fast day? So I get that. Like, I never thought I'd be skating or, not like professionally, but, just being active in this sort of hobby. I never thought that at all,
And that's
really.
dope, bro. I fuck with that because like that's what's like the beauty of like being in silence into something that you have passion for. You know what I mean? Because like when I'm out there, when I would work out with no music, just like hearing the bar creak from like you exploding off of it, like feeling like the air rush through you when you explode off the bar on a muscle up. It's just like
Hmm.
it's euphoric, man. Like
Yeah.
speaking of like stuff like that, that's like this sport is really what saved me, dude. Because like 16 to like 20 to 21, I was in a very dark place, man. Like I was abusing like prescription grade controlled medications and just
Hmm.
doing really dumb shit with my friends at the time,
Hmm.
still got love for them, but you grow apart from people, you learn things, and like
Of course.
whenever when I lived with these people, man, like I was trying to stop like taking like really I was like, abusing Xanax, uh Percocets, stuff like that, and like I would just work out every day. I found Chris Heria on YouTube. I don't know if you're
Oh
familiar with
yeah.
Chris
Oh
Heria.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
he's from Florida too, and I found Chris Heria on YouTube one day, and I just was like, dude, like growing up, I used to love doing push-ups and pull-ups, and then going to the gym with my dad and just doing stuff like that. And I was like, dude, like, what am I doing with my life? You know what I mean? And I would just grind push-ups, basics every day, push-ups, pull-ups, abs, just on the floor, sit-ups, and like had like dumbbells. They had like a bench outside with like a barbell, plates,
Hmm.
don't like a whole dumbbell set, bro. And like I was just grinding every day. When I would relapse and buy stupid shit and take it, I would literally go outside in the blazing hot New Mexico summer sun, bro. Like 110,
Wow.
112, just repping
Jesus.
fucking repping reps under the bench press, bro. Eyes closed because there's no shade, sun just blaring on me. And when I would stop, I would look at myself and I'm like, dude, like I'm still like, I was very negative about myself. I was like, dude, I'm just this piece of shit. And I'm looking at myself. My heart's like pounding out my chest because I'm under the influence of a drug and working out.
Mm-hmm.
And like, bro, like I would just relapse and I would just grind harder and harder and harder. And eventually, like I'm like pretty much creeping up on like 5.5 to 6 years clean of like abusing some substance like that.
Wow,
And like,
congratulations,
yeah,
dude.
man, thanks, bro. And then like,
It's a big deal.
yeah, and like that's what kind of like plays into more like the spiritual sense too, because like God had to strip things away from me and align me with what I have now. And that's why I'm like super thankful and like with like the people I meet, stuff like that, because God is the one that's providing like interactions like how I met you, bro. And now we're here talking on your podcast. You know what I mean?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Man, fate is
Hell
a
yeah,
hell
man.
of a thing. I
It
mean,
is, man.
just hearing that, like, it makes me very happy that I know you. I mean, I've now, but especially now hearing that. And one, being vulnerable, of course,
Yeah.
accepting who you are and your truth out loud for sure, but also not speaking on it in a negative way, as if like
Yeah.
there's no shame I could detect as you tell your story, because, I think that's one of the parts about like negative self talk or even substance
Yeah.
abuse. There's going to be a point where you feel so ashamed of what you were
Hmm.
and how you are. But I think there's a point where you go past it and it's like, well, that's the past. I can't look at it like with such shame and like
Yeah.
depression because it doesn't serve you now. It is a
And you
learning
hold an attachment
experience.
to it. You know what I mean? You hold an
Hmm.
attachment to it. And then brand new, like, yo, like we could, if I wasn't healed enough and we met at the park, I would have been like, why the fuck is this dude here in my park? You know what I mean? I could have been a dickhead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Very
you know what I mean?
territorial.
Because you're holding on to an attachment, you know what I mean? Because I
Hmm.
was to be very like, dude, like getting into fights and just doing dumb shit, dude. And it's just like, I was that negative person throughout the years. I have changed and evolved past that. And I can look back at
Hmm.
it and me and my homies will laugh about certain stuff. And then I'll think about it sometimes when random memories hit me. I'm like, dude, that was some dumb ass shit.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, but then like
Yeah.
you just like laugh it off, bro. It's like you got to move past it, like focus on now. Don't worry too much about the future. Focus on the now and build your building blocks for the future as it comes.
No,
You can't,
for sure.
yeah, man.
And I think that's so interesting. I mean, you know, mentioning how you were watching Chris Heria and
Hmm.
it just sort of it sparked something in you. Like it shows that you never know what's going to spark that first step towards change. It won't be overnight. It won't be next year. It could be 20 years from now, but that sparks that first step. And then maybe already, I mean, I know you've inspired me just by working out with you and talking with you, but just think about those you're going to inspire now just by putting your story out there. And you have no intention of doing it, really. You're just talking,
I'm just
and
talking,
you're
bro.
and you're speaking to somebody that's going through the same thing, especially growing up in the same area you grew up, knowing similar friends, learning how to disconnect from personalities that don't necessarily serve you, and not in a malicious way. Not all the time. Just like, look, I just
Sometimes
can't
your ego's got to
do
get
this.
stripped, bro.
Oh, a
Sometimes
thousand
people's
percent.
egos got to get stripped to like,
Yeah.
and that's the thing that trips me out because like I'll see somebody that I'm like, dude, that I know that's not you. You know what I mean? You're masking something, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
you just need to strip it yourself and work on. Because people will feel like it feels like a really fresh like gash. You know what I mean? To strip yourself
Mm-hmm.
of an ego, but like a mental pain, and that's people
Yeah.
can't do that, man. But
No.
ego, you can have a healthy ego too. You know, if you balance your mindset right. But
Well, that's also with like addiction too. It's
yeah,
addiction sort of an ego. They're best friends because it's just
yeah, man.
fueling each other in the worst ways. And when you're addicted to anything, it sort of makes everything else seem better, but it's not really. But then like like if somebody's trying to get you clean, your ego's like, how dare they tell me what's best for me? Like I can stop doing
Yeah,
X drug or X alcohol or whatever anytime I want. It's not hurting me. It's not hurting you. Let me live. But
yeah,
ironically, you're not living. You're staying in your own zone and bubble. I mean, my family's dealt with addiction. I know I have. That's a battle I faced, especially with alcohol. Especially when I was in the Navy, when I was really introduced to it. But my whole life, I had parents that drank and family members and all types of stuff. And then every day of my life has been a constant like I have the capacity to slip because it's not only every single adult that I've known in my life has that sort of addiction. So that means it's in me too. So
yeah.
like I every day is a constant fight of, okay, don't get too far down because it's easy to get there. And even if alcohol is not my addiction of choice, but there are other things that, attention, my own self, wallowing, jealousy, all those things, it's all addictive. But, every day is just a fight not to succumb, like even then haven't been drunk in years. Like I'll have a sip or two, but I just don't find it interesting because of the trauma I've experienced growing up and living. But I also don't hold any malice towards anybody with an addiction because it is way beyond them.
Mm-hmm.
It is
Yeah.
like you can't. I don't even. I just. I hope everyone who has addictions can get through it, but I can't get angry at them as much as I used to. At this point, I just can't.
Like
It's
no one's
just
perfect, you know what I mean?
no one's
Like
perfect.
everybody's got their demons that they deal with.
You know.
But tell me what got you into the Navy, bro, and how was your experience in the Navy?
Oh. I mean, honestly, aimless at 17, 18. Just to even be even more vulnerable here. Like I had a good childhood for the most part. If I looking back on it now, but at the time, my parents they were going through a lot of baggage, not
Mm,
just drinking, but also just I don't know, growing up in Prince George's County, Maryland, it was an interesting place to be because I had a parents who grew up in DC. So they knew what it was like to be on the streets their whole life and do things and, hang with knuckleheads. And so they
mm,
strived to make sure I never got to that point. But also there was a point where they wanted me to do good in school, but I never felt the push. Like, some
mm.
kids, they were like, their parents want them to get A's and B's. They need
Yeah,
them to pass or they need to go to college. That was never like pushed. That was never like pushed on me growing up.
yeah.
I did always hear the joke. Every time they talked about college, my dad always said, my rich uncle will take care of you. And he always meant Uncle Sam of the military. And a lot of my
Damn,
family
bro.
members were in the military. Like I was like, what the fuck?
That's crazy. So what
It's
fucking uncle are
nuts.
you talking about, bro?
Oh,
Damn,
Uncle,
man,
really? I
that's
was like,
funny.
oh man, Uncle Sam.
That's
So,
crazy.
I've always rejected that. But then one day, I just woke up not too long after high school and was just like, you know what, I'm just going to enlist. Because, I had
Mm.
older family members in the Navy, Marines, like you name it, everybody did it. And I figured, what's the worst that can happen? I do it for a few years and then go to college or maybe stay in for 20. I was really just aimless and I didn't want to stay home. I didn't want to be one of the people that, just graduated high school and then worked a job, but with no, like, I want to say aspirations, but, and no shade to the people that do. It's just, I knew I didn't want to be home anymore. I've always wanted to
Mm.
travel and and that's also speaking to the fact that I didn't want to be around my parents at a certain point just because of, things they were going through. And it's like typical American story of
Mm.
anybody in a child in a middle to lower income home. You just got to get out of there. So
Yeah.
that just led me to that. And as far as how the experience was, I think I learned a lot about myself. I essentially was a loner before the military. I mean, I had friends, but I never did a lot of traditional things, like never went to prom, never did any of that stuff. Because one, I was embarrassed to be at home or to introduce people to my family, but also I didn't feel like I had that in me. I wasn't there
Mm.
yet. Like I felt like I was a funny kid, but through a lot of the funny jokes was a lot of pain because a lot of things I was going
Yeah.
through. And then that led into the Navy, where it was my first real exposure to, I would say, not just
The
other
world, bro.
people, but the world. Yeah, like
Yeah, man.
I, I've always been comfortable talking to people, whether it was teachers or other students, on my own terms, I should specify. But the military was the first time where I got to interact with people from all walks of life, from all ages, men, women, everyone, and just taking it all in. So I think to truly answer it, I think I'm very grateful for the experience. And, I used to think like what my life would have been if I stayed in for 20 or 30 years. Who knows? But I don't regret it because I knew what it was. Like I didn't look at the military to save my life. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I knew I had to do the work. Now, was I the best in it? Probably not. I was pretty average military member. I had some trauma in there too, but it's one of those things. It was like college before college. I went to college. It was
Yeah.
like you really get a crash course in how screwed up people are,
Yeah.
about you dealing with liars, cheaters, freaking some good people, some borderline evil people, people on a power trip. I mean, the military is the one job you can't quit. Like
Yeah.
they would
No,
rather
you're
take
not
your
walking
money than
out,
fire
bro.
you.
Yeah.
You can't leave. So,
Yeah, bro. You're government
you
property, bro.
know, I mean, what was it, 250 grand to train me or whatever? So it was interesting. I don't regret it. Like it was a great way for me to learn some sort of discipline, but I do look back on it fondly now. Before I was just like, thank God that hell's over. But there are people really in hell. It was sort
Yeah.
of, I've been on deployments, in some dangerous places, and you're like, in hindsight, when I thought about it, I was like, my God, we could have died. Like
Yeah.
in hindsight,
That's
it
crazy,
hits you, and
man.
you're like, what the fuck?
Like,
And then, yeah.
no, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's just interesting at 18 to get that crash course from 18 to like 23,
Yeah.
24 of human
It
nature
forces
at
you probably
its.
to like grow up really quick too. Because like
Oh
at that
yeah.
age, you're still like a kid. You know what I mean? Like you're
Oh, I
not
was.
aware of anything, man.
I was.
But
I
it's
was a
like you said,
dorky little kid.
it'll teach you like some disciplinary stuff. So that's good too.
Yeah. I mean, it was such an interesting time. I became from a dorky kid to a dorky man, but a confident dorky man. And that's what I really appreciate. I met some great people. Uh, that I still, we still chat to this day, or even people I don't chat with, it was still an honor and it was still fun because
That's tough,
everyone
man.
has a common bond. Like every one of those assholes that I've, not like assholes, like, but like the Navy asshole, everyone's an asshole.
Yeah.
Like your
Yeah.
friends are assholes. So like every one of them signed on that dotted line saying, I need money. I want a house one day. I need college. My mom and daddy told me to enlist. Like everyone had the same exact reason from all across America, all across the world, and they put us on this ship or on this battlefield to do the USA's bidding, and it blows my mind.
Yeah, man.
did you ever want to enlist? Was that ever part of your
Yeah,
thought
dude,
process?
growing, yeah, man, for sure. Like all my, pretty much my youth, I was like, yo, I'm gonna join the army. I want to go join the army. I want to be a
Frontline
sniper.
infantry.
Yeah, I wanted to be a sniper, bro. So freaking bad. But like my grandfather was like a Vietnam veteran, so he's the one that really like seeing him as a man, as like a little child. I was like, dude,
Mm-hmm.
that's who I want to be like. You know what I mean? Like a real man, like provider, like a warrior,
Mm-hmm.
and like But honestly, when I got to the point of like enlisting, I was like, I did have a recruiter that I was in touch with, like every day in like my senior
Mm-hmm.
year. And like I remember he pulled me into the library one day at lunchtime and he was like, "Oh, this is your ASVAB like score." And he was like, you have enough high enough score to like pick what job you want. And it's like even if you want to, like you can do like they was scored up high enough to be like you go through the whole shit and then you might be able to like do like an airborne, you know what I mean? An
Mm-hmm.
airborne like I don't know how they do it. I know it's more like a schooling type of thing for that.
Yeah,
But I
there's
guess
a
like he said
special
like I
school
would
for
be
all that.
qualified. Yeah. He said that my score was high enough to like potentially like in the future I could do that. And then he's like, "What job would you want?" And I was like, "Dude, I want to be a sniper." And he's like, "Honestly, you're like the perfect size. The only thing we would have to worry about is your eyes. Like, uh,
Mm-hmm.
you enlist, but I don't know how sweet they talk. You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh, enlist. We'll do this, this, and that, and we'll give you LASIK eye
Best
surgery."
salesman in the world.
And I was like, "Hmm." And then I went to the lunch table. I sat down with my friends, and they're like, "Yo, don't do that shit." And I was like, "Yo," I was thinking about it. I was like, "This government, like, I love my country, but the government that runs it, I'm like, kind of, you know, not feeling it too much." And like, I
Mm-hmm.
was just like, "Yeah, I don't think I want to go anywhere and die for these evil ass people." But like
Nah,
for like
man.
my brothers in arms, yeah, for sure. But
Yeah.
maybe, maybe if shit got straightened out, I would consider it. But I'm doing this calisthenics thing.
Nah, man.
I
No, no, I wouldn't.
don't.
Look,
Yeah,
if anybody ever asks me, and I've had plenty of people ask me, like, "Yo, should I go in? Should I do this?" I'm like, do whatever you want. Like,
yeah.
but just know you're just a number. Your job is to
Mhm.
die. There is no. I know, yes, and I'm sure other military members may disagree, but as a vet, got discharged honorably. Did it to the best of my ability at the time. Let's just say that. But your job is to die in every branch. Your job is to, yes, defend
Yeah.
democracy and all that
Defend.
crap. But your job is to either be a meat shield to protect democracy. Like that is the end goal. Yes,
Yeah.
do they want people to die? I mean, do they want their soldiers and sailors and Marines and airmen and post? No, like we want people to come home. But you have to know that your ultimate job is to go to war. There is no
Yeah.
ifs, ands, or buts about it. In order to
Yeah.
defend peace, people go to war because it has to be an
Yeah.
opposite, positive, negative. You can't have war without peace because they have to exist simultaneously for both to even be a thing. So if
Yeah.
anybody says, should I go in? I'm like, do what you want to do when you're in there. If you're looking to go to school, pay for it, do what you got to do. Get out just to get your benefits. If you're looking to, retire and have a guaranteed paycheck potentially for the rest of your life after you do 20 or so years, do that. But know why you're in and then allow your
Yeah.
mind to change. Granted, there's to people that feel like it's a high honor to serve, I salute them. The people that think that it's not, salute you too. That's the awesome part about it. You can believe whatever you want to believe, and that's why people fight for it.
Yeah.
But nah,
But
like
that's
it's
what kind of
interesting.
like turned me down too, because like I wanted to like have that honor, but then like I see with like you know what I mean, like I don't know the shit that the governments pull and how they're doing it now. You know what I mean? But
Mm-hmm.
like I don't want to like get into it. I don't know if it's comfortable for you, but is the
No,
Israel and
it's
Gaza thing?
extremely no. It's
Yeah,
it's comfortable to talk. I mean, it's life, man. This is it.
yeah,
This is
yeah,
it's sad. It's one of those. It's tough
yeah. We're on
because
the brink of something crazy, man. Like
yeah,
very
yeah,
close on the edge, man.
and that's
Like, have you
why I
seen?
strive. Oh,
Go ahead, brother.
Have I
Go ahead.
seen? No, I'm saying have I seen like the thing, like the images and the videos and stuff that's like
Of like
happening?
everything. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but I also try to unplug from it too,
Yeah.
because it's so easy to just get wrapped up in how dangerous and evil countries and people are. So for me, it's
Yeah.
like, look, I have to try and live and protect what I have in my circle as best I can. Fighting for a cause you believe or not believe in, if you're a service member in any branch of the military, usually in any part of the world, sometimes you got to keep those causes, whatever you personally to yourself, because if somebody's shooting at you, you got to shoot back, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an interesting subject. It's not touchy for me, but I understand how it can be touchy for others because
Yeah.
growing up, we watched the news all the time. Like my dad was pretty well informed about a lot of things that were happening in not just the Middle East, but all over the world, especially as a kid growing up in the 60s and stuff like that during Vietnam and,
Yeah.
family members went, it's an interesting thought process to know if you join the military, will you go fight in a war you don't believe in? Most likely, yes, because war is not good,
Yeah.
but it's tough. I always say people that don't enlist, I think you made the right decision because your life is your own. That's one of the reasons why, after my dad died and I was about to reenlist, I kind of had my awakening moment, just like with you when it comes to calisthenics. I said, I got to live my life because I can see how quickly I can stay in this
Yeah.
sort of bubble. And I didn't want that. And, you know, no, I mean, look, I think you made the best decision that you could have because it's your life, like it's, I don't want anybody to give it up senselessly. You only have one
Yeah.
that we
And
know of.
I don't mean no disrespect to any like veterans or
Oh,
current
no, of
veterans. You
course
know what I
not.
mean? Like I got the most like
No,
of
none.
respect for all of them, dude. Like especially in the pharmacy, dude, when they go in and like the VA's like fucking with their medication, I'm like
Yeah.
on it, bro, trying to help them out, like making sure my like pharmacist is calling them because it's like,
Mhm.
dude, like these people sacrifice so much of their own shit that like we can't even give them the right fucking benefits, dude. But like, it's very
And
sad to see, man.
that's what makes you one of the real heroes because that is where you fight on the front lines as a civilian. Like
Yeah,
when the VA messes with the veterans, you're like, you know what? I have the ability as a pharmacy
a
tech
middleman,
to make
bro.
sure
Like,
to
yeah,
you have that power to be like, you know what? Let me see if I can expedite this person's medication along. Just
yeah,
because, thank you for your service. Not just like here's a 2% off discount or whatever at a grocery store at a fast food joint.
yeah,
You're helping those who really need it in the
yeah,
best way. Like you make their day by making sure that Mr. or Mrs. So and so's medication or, is at the front, not just front of the line, but like ready to go when they get there. None of this bull
yeah,
crap. Like that's how you fight. That's how you show appreciation, not just, and I'm not here to, rub Uncle Sam's feet. Like,
yeah,
Uncle Sam,
yeah. No, I get you
whatever,
for sure, bro.
But no, I think you're doing the best service you can because you're literally helping people get the medication that they need, especially from someone like you with your background who knows what it's like to
Yeah,
abuse certain medication. And that's honest, like in a way, it's almost like you're giving back, almost like I wouldn't say not reciprocity, is probably not the word, but in a way, you're kind of like not righting your old quote unquote wrongs, but like
yeah,
you're giving back in your way. It's like, you know what, I used to abuse medication. Now I'm gonna hand it out respectfully and
yeah.
and not respectfully. That's a weird word to say, but
No,
like
but
you're
you have to like, you know, be like a good like professional like technician.
hmm
Treat people okay. Sometimes I get the
hmm
angry ones, man. I have my own moments of anger. You know what I mean? But
of
like,
course.
yeah, man. Like the stuff I give out, especially for the people that need it, that's been through some shit, I understand. But like the youth, I don't believe in it, bro. Like I
Mm.
wish like we were a nation that was a lot more healthy, that could
Oh, for
like
sure.
change up a lot of shit, bro. Like our
hmm
youth would be, dude, they think like they were, okay, like the greatest generation was World War II generations, right?
hmm
But like, imagine how we could have evolved if we kept the food, the water, the spiritual aspects, the morals, and all this in the country elevated and open-minded. not like super like twisted in how people have agendas, shit,
Hmm.
but like imagine how that great generation would like evolve. You know what I mean? Just pass
Yeah,
down this knowledge, this
yeah,
healthy,
I can see that.
yeah, man. Like we would be a
It's
lot
like
more advanced.
yeah, imagine we took all the greatest aspects, not the racism, not the
Yeah,
honestly,
bro.
you're exactly what Star Trek, get not to get my nerd on for a moment, but like
Nah,
legit,
bro. Do it.
that's what sort of the essence of what Star Trek was. Like in that future, we have evolved past all of this. That's why we have
Yeah,
food for everybody. No one's hungry on planet Earth. The Federation's doing its thing. Like that's what makes Star Trek interesting. We are at the pinnacle of society where it's not some apocalyptic, Terminator future. It's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, Earth has evolved. We don't go by these petty differences anymore. I
yeah,
mean, not just because they're aliens, we want to be explorers. And that's the future I hope for. And I know we're running out of time, but one of the things that you said really resonated with me is that like hope for the future and the youth and
yeah,
like how passing on, the next generation a better world so that they can, get to that utopia that'll save our lives maybe.
yeah,
Um,
man.
nah, I think it's
And,
such an interesting idea.
and that's why I'm trying to like make more content for calisthenics and install these parks, man. Because like I want these people to be healthy, youth, older, like middle age, elders. Like I want everybody to be like active, bro, and like push like
Yeah.
their human evolvement as good as they can. Because like
Yeah.
we're like we're not a like a being that stays in one spot. We are always continuously like pushing forward.
Hmm.
So all these blockages in the mind with like poisoning and war and shit, I just wish we could all just like, come together and like
Yeah.
figure all this shit out and really do it right this time.
Yeah. That's true. And
Yeah,
I
bro.
agree. Like if, world peace is a thing that can maybe, maybe I'll never see it, but my hope is that it will
Maybe
happen
I'll never see it either,
because,
bro.
but we got to try. And
Yeah.
I think that's the essence of being not just a good person, but just, just a good person, I think. Yeah. Just trying to live a better world than you were brought into.
Yeah.
And, you know, what I like to do is tell people that go for what you want. That's why I started this. I'm like, go for what I want. Like, I like talking. People always say I talk a lot or not enough. So yeah, you're gonna like to talk. Let me
Yeah,
chat with
bro.
different people with their different aspects in life because I'm fascinated by humanity. Like that's why I'm sad, but I'm never angry because I'm always like, well, it's what we've done. It's what we've always done. So I'm not really surprised. But I can get sad about humanity, but I'm never angry. I am grateful that humanity is what we are to an
Yeah.
extent. Like, I'm very grateful that people do have different opinions on stuff. What I would love is that our discourse would be more righteous and more in a way where it doesn't cause such a divide, where everyone gets their basic human rights and, needs. But, I'm very grateful to be a part of this science project on this mud ball
No, I feel that,
hurtling towards
bro.
the sun.
I feel that. I feel that. That's all you really can
um,
do, man.
no, and
Just be grateful,
again,
man.
I would, and that's one of the reasons, like even meeting you, like I can tell you had that energy of just being of gratitude and calm, like just going up to you and asking a question of, hey, can you help me learn this specific skill? And you saying sure. And I think that's what humanity needs to get to, like not being afraid to ask the question, but also not being afraid to help
To
out.
give the helping hand. Exactly, bro.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
Exactly.
little things like that that inspires me. So I really am grateful for you for that. And especially in
Oh
a
yeah,
in a
bro.
city that I didn't know, like look, don't let anybody tell you whether you're 12 or 33 or 45 or 60. Meeting new people can be nerve wracking because
Yeah,
you're
bro.
like, what kind of crazy is this one?
No, yeah, for real, dude. That's true. That's true. We're all
Yeah.
like crazy as hell, bro. We're humans, man. Our mind is
Yeah.
very powerful. So, but
So at this,
it's always dope, man.
no, it
I feel like
truly is. So at this point of my podcast, I've dubbed this segment "Questions of the Past, Questions for the Future," where I'm gonna ask you a question that my previous guest asked, so that I can ask my next guest, and at the end, after you answer, you'll be able to ask a question that I
That your
can
next guest.
ask. Yeah, so like I'm calling it now officially. I've been trying to figure out what the heck to call this, but it's
Bet,
called
bet.
"Questions from the Past, Questions for the Future." So the question from the past was, what is the one thing that people have told you that you couldn't do that you ended up doing, or you shouldn't do that you're still striving to do?
Become like honestly like uh incorporating generational wealth. That I wasn't gonna
Oh,
amount to really
okay.
much. I wasn't gonna amount to much because of the choices I was making at a young age. And honestly, I had teachers that were telling me like pretty much I wasn't gonna be shit. I was either gonna end up in jail, prison, or dead. I've had like teachers really, after all these years, see me now and they're like, "Holy shit, this kid's still alive and doing okay." So yeah, I
Wow.
guess people thought, you know, I wasn't gonna make it far, but I'm here now, chilling, talking to Nico on his
Yeah.
podcast, talking about big
Yeah.
things. But
Big
yeah, bro,
things, homie.
yeah, man.
Wow. I feel that, it always pains me when people, when not just, especially teachers, but people are told that to another person, generally, that you're not going to be anything.
Yeah,
It almost disrupts their ability to change, because we can change. But nah, man, you're doing great. Like, you're alive. You're still here. Your heart's still thumping. Like, you're doing it.
hell yeah, bro.
So,
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
no, of course. And that was sort of my answer to the question last. It was about the Navy. My answer was essentially, people told me I shouldn't get out, because if you get out, there's no jobs out here. You got to
Yeah,
retire, do what you need to do, like get this money. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's plain and
no, I
simple.
get that. I get that. I get that.
So, people want to keep you in the same zone. They're afraid to leave, maybe. And I'm like, that's not me. I'm not afraid to go
That's
out here and
that's that
try.
key right there, bro. For sure.
Yeah,
That's you hit it right on the head with that, man. Sometimes you gotta switch up the people you're around in the environment, bro, because they're not gonna help you grow.
for sure.
And yeah,
And then
man.
I knew that if I have until 35 to go back. So like if I'm about to be destitute, I know Uncle Sam will take me back with open arms. But that's not happening. So,
Hopefully, man.
but
Hopefully.
oh
Because
no,
if
it's not.
something big
Like, if
happens, bro, we're all gonna be in there, bro. We're all gonna
guess
be
what? Hey, I'm not getting called. I'll tell you
in
that.
there.
I'm like, all right, good thing I built that bunker. So what's the question you would like to ask the next guest?
If you had the chance to reach your highest potential, but you had to sacrifice what you have now, like as in your environment, who you are as a person, and all that, like all your shedding, pretty much shedding yourself, would you take it or would you stay comfortable?
Oh, wow. Okay, that's a good one. In tradition, I'll answer that first. So essentially, what like, is it so like, what am I willing to sacrifice to get to the next point? Or if the opportunity to get to the next point was in front of me, what am I willing to like let go, like right now?
Like if you were to align with your highest timeline, like your
Mm-hmm.
highest life, your best life, would
Mm-hmm.
you take it? But everything like your house that you're living in, the situations, your people around you, you had to let go. Would you take it or would you stay comfortable?
Hmm. That's interesting, because you know what gives me not pause, but like the stay comfortable part is the point I don't want to do. But I think about my possessions, like, would I give up my home and all the things I have? Yes. Will I give up like my relationship with my family, my wife, and everyone else to get to my highest self?
Uh,
I wouldn't give that up. But I would say this: if I'm comfortable now with the people in my life and I'm feeling happy now,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would stay comfortable in the essence of, if I'm happy with who I am as a person and the people I'm with, then yeah, because any change could lower you or increase or help you. But your
Mm-hmm.
question was, I'm getting to my highest self. I wouldn't want to give up the relationships of the people that I know,
No, but
because
yeah,
that's including you.
you're a settled man, you know what I mean? Like you chilling, bro. But like a
Well,
younger people
here's
out
the
there, you know?
thing. I would never say I'm settled, because I'm like
Mm-hmm.
a saying. from Dragon Ball Z. Like I'm looking for the next
Nice, bro.
challenge. I want to fight
Hell
stronger
yeah.
people. I want,
Let's go.
but I also know that like I know that what I have now won't always last forever. So I'm always want to stay in the present while thinking about the future. I'm pretty present oriented. And I think that's been my detriment on certain things in life, but also a blessing because I think about worst case scenario, but I don't dwell on it. I think about the best case scenario, but I don't dwell on it. So to answer it, and I would say, I think I would rather out of the choices stay comfortable because then I know where I'm at and I know what I know because my highest self could mean a lot of different things. It could mean that I'm at my potential one way, but I have burned a lot of bridges along the way. It's like
Mm.
that movie Click. If I were just to fast forward to the best job ever, all the money, all this, and I skipped all the steps, then then at the end of the movie, you're kind of like sad. So like, that's why
Yeah.
the unknown, I'm kind of like, I'd rather stay comfortable and then work with what I have because I'm willing to let my higher self evolve. I know it's a longer answer, but I like that question. I'm excited
No,
to
I
see,
respect it, bro. Because like you
you
hold your people value and stuff like that. So that's really
yeah.
respectable.
But my
There's some people out
possessions, my
there.
things,
Yeah.
get rid of it.
You get yeah, exactly. I get that.
Because things create debt. And in an alternate timeline, I'd be a nomad living in like an RV somewhere just traveling because I don't like the idea that things hold me to a place.
Oh, okay.
I think that's one of the reasons why I left the Navy. I didn't want to be held to a place because somebody somewhere tells me I have to because I signed some paper. But no, that I really love that question. I really can't wait for the next person to answer that.
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. I like that concept though, of like asking your
Yeah.
guests questions and relaying it. That's dope, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's people have I mean, I've those last few episodes, it gives me a chance to think about a lot of stuff too and really voice my thoughts. I may not be the most eloquent speaker, but
No, you're
this is
chilling.
really getting me to not just loosen up, but really think about, how I'm living my life and ways I do it better. I mean, just this conversation alone has motivated me to go out and do some pull-ups.
Nice, bro. Hell
Because
yeah. You better, bro.
no, look, that muscle up is getting done this year or
Good,
kill
bro.
me. Legit. Like,
Nah, dude,
it's
you can't
happening.
say that. You
Like,
can't
it's
say that,
happening.
bro.
But
Here
that's
in
my
December,
go
I bet you
attitude.
get it.
Like, oh, if I'm gonna get it on Thanksgiving Day, I think that'll be
Oh shit.
my reward
Let's do it. Let's do
for
it.
rapid consumerism. But
Hell yeah, bro.
Ty brother, it's been a pleasure, chatting with you. And let people know where they can follow you. Anything you want to plug real quick?
You can follow me on Instagram at Castro Calisthenics, and then you can find me on Facebook at just Ty Castro. And yeah, man, that's all I got to plug. Follow
All
my
right,
homie
dude.
Nico for sure, bro.
Oh yeah, Nico
I
likes
know
to
my
talk.
audience will see it, so
Hell yeah,
gotta
man. I'm
plug you in too,
excited.
man.
Hey,
Hell
Nico
yeah,
likes
bro.
to
I
talk.
appreciate
New
you, man.
episodes weekly.
Heck yeah, bro. Appreciate you,
All right,
bro.
man. Of course,
All right.
appreciate you too.